front desk know that our air conditioning and the phone were not working, and she said, "Are you just working?" Just now you were on your laptop. I saw you answering an email, so were you working even though you said you wouldn't? Baby, this is supposed to be our getaway. The whole point was spending time together, not thinking about work and not worrying about anything, just being together. But I leave for a few minutes and you're immediately working on the first day? You promised. Are you just going to do that every time I have to leave for something? I feel like I can't trust you now when you say you won't. I know I sound like a brat, I know that. You're important. People are going to try to contact you for whatever reason, and you might be sitting there worrying about what's going on in your absence, but they don't deserve your time like that. Having a job is super important. Obviously, the whole world seems to revolve around that. But at the end of the day, you only have so much time on this earth. So much time to live and be with the people who love you. Those people at work, no matter how much they like you, they could find someone else. Me, your girlfriend, I don't work like that when it comes to you. If I don't get to be with you, I don't have someone else I can just call up to do your job. When you're working late or away, eating dinner on the job, I don't have some temp person across the table from me making me laugh and helping me move on from my workday. You can call me selfish for bringing this up and for getting in your way, but I just want so badly for you to understand. Your time is your only currency, one that you can't earn and you can't recoup. And once you spend it on whatever you spend it on, you can't get that back. Spending it on work feels like making an investment in the future. I know it feels like doing what you're supposed to do because so much of society is all about the grind and the hustle, and that it's lazy to take time for yourself, and that you're being selfish if you unplug for a while. But you know that's a scam, right? Companies came up with that guilt trip to make sure their employees sacrifice everything for the company. Why would they want autonomous, independent people when they could have fiercely loyal worker bees? You know, every job I've applied for, they've asked me if I plan on having children in the next 5 years. They're asking that because they want to know if I have personal goals, if I'm going to have to take time away from working for them to live my life. That's why their eyes always light up when I've said no. And frankly, I've been afraid to say yes before because I know they think the best employee is someone who has nothing and no one waiting for them at home. But baby, you do have someone waiting for you at home. You don't have to let them have that power over you. They cannot penalize you for having a home life, for using the time off that you've earned. And if they try to, then that's wrong and illegal, and they don't deserve a hard worker like you. It took so long for us to find the right time when you could step away. Don't let them have our time too. Are you feeling anxious about being away? Worried that as you're sitting here with me, things are going wrong over there? I understand that. It's so hard when you feel like you can't trust the people you work with to produce the quality of work that is needed. Do you remember how I told you that I was always the person in the group projects who did all the work? I feel like I would do something as simple as go to the bathroom, and I'd come back to a mess. Illogical choices, laziness, and other mistakes that I didn't want my name on would suddenly appear. One time I was so worried about being associated with the poor work my classmates had produced that I I redid all of their portions myself the night before it was due. You are an amazing person with incredibly high standards. I admire that so much about you. But that doesn't mean you burn the candle at both ends to produce more light. Your coworkers were hired for a reason. They can do their jobs for a few days without your input. The company is not going to explode just because you're paying attention to your girlfriend who loves you and needs to know that you love her, that she is more important for a little while than a job that would simply replace you, when she could never dream of doing that. I love you, and I need you here with me in both body and mind. I see you working on your computer or sneaking peeks at your phone, and I feel second rate. Like you assume I'm always going to be here waiting for you. Like I'm not worth the attention unless it's an emergency. It hurts my feelings. And it hurts me to know that you're stressing yourself out like that. Worrying about your email inbox or text messages from your boss, it's bad for you. Work when you work and play when you play is more than just about partying, you know? Compartmentalizing your life is for the betterment of your health. It might feel unnatural, or at the worst, irresponsible to disconnect from your responsibilities like I'm asking you to do, but uh, think of it this way. At night, when you sleep, you have to go through the 4 stages of sleep to get the rest your brain really needs. There is the first stage, going from being awake to being asleep. Then your heart rate has to drop, brain begins to chill out, body temperature stops running so high. Then the next stage of full body relaxation and deep sleep, and finally REM sleep, when dreaming happens and you're fully unconscious. That process is obviously important, right? Every part of it is needed. Now, what if, while you were trying to sleep, I leaned over and shocked you with the lowest setting on a taser every time you were about to pass from the second stage to the third? Actually, that sounds kind of funny. You jumped so high, I bet. No, I'm kidding. The point I'm trying to make is, would you still technically be getting some sleep? Yes. Would you be able to get through the next day? Sure. But not if I kept doing that every night for months and months. Eventually, it would wear you down and you'd be sick and tired. Some sleep is not enough, the same as a tiny amount of food or half a breath of air is not enough. This vacation is supposed to be your good night's rest, the one you've needed for so long. But instead of me shocking you, you're tasering yourself every time you decide to let that work stress in. I know it's a habit by now to look for fires that you can put out, but those little shocks of stress to your system are keeping you from reaching the deeper stages of relaxation, the ones that will really renew you. You're keeping yourself mid-push-up rather than letting yourself reach the floor to release your muscles. You can't keep that up forever. You're going to give out, and at the worst possible time, too, I bet. Stop dosing yourself with cortisol, honey. I know the thrill of stress can be addictive, and it may feel worse to ignore the urge to work and just take time for yourself, but you have to. You have to invest in yourself. and me. You have to make your personal life a priority. If you don't take the time to refill your health bar, then no one else will. Certainly not your bosses. I know this is a vacation and it's not supposed to be a guilt trip. So if you feel you need to be working and it's going to hurt you too much not to, then I won't stop you. But please think about spending a few more of those time coins on yourself and the person who loves you. You can't ever get them back. Anyway, I love you, and maybe we can. Oh, that must be the guy here to fix the air. I'll go let him in. Then I'd really like to do something fun. Okay?